Hello, my fellow oddities. Welcome to part 2 of Autumn View. If this is your first time, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Also, go ahead and take a visit to my website. I've got all sorts of stuff on there to help support me, as well as some new originals, t-shirts, and all sorts of stuff. And with that out of the way, we're going to get right into today's video. So to start off the day, we're going to be working a little bit more on this sky up here. So for that, I got out my cobalt blue, titanium white, and just a dab of cadmium yellow, and just kind of played around with the clouds and a lot of the sky till I was pretty happy with it. I used two separate flat mop brushes to help spread it around and smooth a lot of the edges. I would use one that was really wet just to get the paint on there, and then a dry one to really kind of soften it up and spread it around. It really ended up working out excellent. I really like how this guy turned out. So now I wanted to get these mountain ranges started, and for that I needed to mix up some mid-tone gray and some cobalt blue. I mixed in just a little bit of white and black here and there just to lighten and darken the tones, just to kind of give a separation between the different mountain lines inside the reference photo. I think I ended up color matching pretty darn well, and the back mountain range looks pretty good. I'm not done with it yet, but I've got the basic block in here and it's already looking pretty good. So I admittedly struggled for a little while trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to tackle the last part of this block in down here before finally just settling on getting some green on there and just going to town. I think I ended up making the right choice. Eventually I'm going to blend in those blue tones in the back mountain range there and help them kind of swoop in and give that rolling fog up the mountain look. And I think it's going to end up looking all right. I've got more color patches I need to add, but this is mostly the block in done. So for the last bit of details today, I decided I wanted to go ahead and start doing some of those back mountain ranges that had a little bit more color to them. For that, I'd mixed up a little bit of yellow ochre, titanium white, and just a tiny bit of cobalt blue. All three of those colors is all I really used. And with those, I got a menagerie of different colors, and I used those to just make thousands of tiny little dots on here to represent the leaves and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not done. I've got a lot more detail to do. I'm just trying to get the basic block in done and get some of those color patches put in there. So for the last bit of today, I wanted to add a little bit of dark lines and dark dots inside of these trees, and for that I used a comb brush and some Windsor blue. I did not really like the way this ended up looking, but I think it's going to end up melding in just fine. I'm going to go back through there with my regular blue tones that I'd used before and maybe mix in a little bit more black just to help darken it up and maybe cover up some of this blue. The color didn't really mesh very well. It looked okay on top of the green, but once I started putting it on some of the blue areas, I realized it's just not going to work out very well. All right, that's gonna about do it for this episode. If you've been following along, then you should have something relatively close to this. This is coming out great. I'm really loving that sky and the way those mountains sit on top of it. Please remember, if this is your first time, hit that subscribe button and that like button and go ahead and take a visit to my website, and I will see you in the next episode.